You ever been in a house that's just dope? You know what I'm saying? It's just so fly and so posh and just so immaculate that you know your house could never be that way. You just know my house could never my house could never be this fly because excuse me. My house could never be this fly because I got kids. And then while you're in that house, you see your kids wanting to be themselves, and you know, oh man, they could really do some damage in there. I just thought about that because my brother-in-law was in town, and I had flashbacks to how dope his house was, and I know my children are, they are not light-footed. Let's just put it like that. But anyway, that's off topic. Well, that's how we're gonna start it. Hey guys, Stacy with Chamber Breakers Garden, and today I want to show you what we're working on. I won't say we're 75%. Well, not really. I got some other stuff too, but just want to give you a quick update. First off, I want to just shout out to Mad Acres, man. Thank you for having us on your live. We really appreciate y'all, man. Get over there and check out Mad Acres out there, man. R&J, man, we appreciate y'all so much for having us on. Had a fantastic time. Just thank you for having us there, and anyone who ever has us on. It's an amazing time, and just allow us to just nerd out in plants for a few minutes. And so I want to thank them. What we got going on today is, I think the last time we spoke, we were talking about a walk-in cooler, right? That's something that I've just kind of grinding away on, and it's not a big project. Well, kind of is a big project, but we're doing it on a budget, and so I want to give you an update on that. I want to thank you. I'll do a more proper video to thank you, but I think we hit over 500 subscribers. I want to appreciate y'all, man. We know we haven't been making a lot of content as of late. I've been really just trying to lay the groundwork and just getting the fundamentals down for the garden. And as far as our garden goes for this coming year, we're going from 11 beds to, as of last night, we are adding 10, 4, and 4. So we're adding 18 more beds. And in prepping for that, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of stuff that got to get done. Just not even on the physical end of it, just in the planning aspect of it, and ordering of stuff, and a whole bunch of other stuff that has to go into that. But to go from 11 to 29, it's not an easy task to do and try to pull off here. So that's why we haven't really making that much of it, but we are working on that project for the walk-in cooler. So if you guys want to walk over here, I'll show you as far as we go as what we're trying to do with it. All right, so this is where we're at right now. We've got all of our, we're almost done with our last wall, but we've got 3 of the walls done. Work on the last wall with the door and where we put the AC unit at. This is the base of the floor here. It's 5 by 3 by 4. That's a funky number because my house is really old, right? So because my house is an older house, there's some funky numbers going on in the inside, excuse me. But this is perfect shape to fit in my porch without me having to cut some portions out of my porch to make it bigger, right? I could make it bigger, but I'd have to cut some things out of my porch, and I don't want to do that. So this will fit perfectly in the back of the porch and a portion of it. So 4 that way, 5 this way. You can tell we kind of found our way along the way as we were doing this. And I'm not a carpenter, but it is what it is. So my door is basically almost dead center. When we come in, that allows us to have a rack here, and a rack here. Those standard 4-foot racks, right? So there'll be enough space. They're 4 feet. The rack that I have in there right now is 4 feet by 1.4. So that allows enough space to get 2 racks here and a rack here. Excuse me. And but that's the floor. It's completely constructed. Oh, joke's heavy. And so we completely constructed it that way. So the floor is first. So we used the OSB board here, and then we're coming over the top of this with this insulation. I had this thing where it's I had it pulled up and everything, but I'm not gonna. There's polyestyrene and there's polyestyrene or whatever. This is the unfaced version of that, right? Each type of insulation that you have carry an R value. I think South Carolina states that your wall should have an R value of R25. So let's say this one sheet here has an R value of I think it's R1. If one, you could stack 25 of them up together and get your R25, right? But what you could do, what we're doing with this is this right here, this type of insulation sheeting is used for underlayment under floors and all that stuff like that. So we're going to put this layer here on top of our floor, right? Then there's another layer of insulation, the poly whatever. It unlike this one though, has a higher R rating, and it has a foil backing, right? And we'll have the foil facing outward. So the foil layer will go on top of that one, and then I'll come back through and put more board on top of that, right? And I'll probably do something else. I don't know. I feel like then we'll come back through with maybe like some, not laminate, but just vinyl sheeting. You can get that from anywhere. I think we'll be going with Ollie's, just something cheap I can throw over top of that. But you always want you want your layers to have an R value of at least R25. At least that's for South Carolina. If you want to be reimbursed for it, once you get the state out here to look at it, your insulation wall should be at least 4 inches thick. That's according to the state. Now that's not. I mean, if you're not trying to get by the state, it is what it is. You just wanted to keep. So we have that going on. We'll follow that same process with the framing. I'm just going through here, just sealing up cracks and stuff. Kind of going a little bit berserk on it, but it is better safe than sorry. Instead, on this one though, this sheeting will go down first, and then we'll come through with the other layer of insulation board and put on top of that, and that'll be it. It'll be left full face outward, and that will work, right? So we're not going to put anything else on the top of that. That should work. So these things all carry R values. That's the rate, the retention of, how well they, or how, what's the best way to put it? How fast they don't lose heat. I guess that's the right way to put it. So even your OSB board here has an R value, think of like 1 or something like that. So that's what we're doing, and that's where we're moving at on all these things. So we've got back wall, side walls, and floor done. We're working on that front wall. Like I said, I'm not a carpenter, so this stuff is still kind of new to me, and so I got to make some adjustments on the front wall. As far as what you want your cooling systems to be, according to where I read earlier today, a 4x4 space should have a AC unit of at least putting out 8,000 BTUs, and like a 6x6 should have a AC unit that puts out at least 10,000 BTUs, right? We're at 5.3 by 4, so the 8,000 BTU unit technically wouldn't work, right? So we'll bump up one to the 10,000 BTU units. Gotta get them chickens from over there, y'all. And that should work for us. And then of course that all is controlled by a thing called a CoolBot. And so that's where we're at right now with that. The wall's 7 feet tall, and so that works well for me. So I don't have to do too much bending down. And it allows me to move comfortably in there. It's gonna be tight, but I mean, if this project is well under $1,000 at this point, and the cost to convert a storage unit like that old one out there that my dog beat the heck, the storage unit by itself is running like $1,500 plus the time and the cost to put in insulation and sheeting and cutting out this and that, running electricity to it. We would have been well over. Well over probably $3,000, maybe not $3,000, but somewhere along there. And that was just a little bit too. I can't afford to do that. Maybe hopefully in the future we will be able to. And but right now that's just something that we couldn't afford. out there. Oh, we got a squirrel problem, y'all. Man, there's a lot of squirrels out there. Out here, nothing much has changed. If I'm not mistaken, I already told you guys that we're jumping up a whole bunch in bed count. Right here, this section will change though, because today we just finished ordering the high tunnel. So it's 14 feet, about 50 feet long, and it's just one of them. That's all I could do. I can't give you no more. Can't give you no less. The only reason we wanted that is because that lettuce there is not growing, and it's because it's the heat. It's lacking the heat that's needed to move, right? And plus we had a bunch of snow and all that stuff, so it kind of shut us down a little bit for a long time. So everything out there is kind of knocked down a bit. But yeah, so we went with Farmer's Friends, 14 feet wide, about 50 feet long. It's a Gothic style tunnel. They sell two versions of it. They sell two versions, a Gothic and a regular. It's just a regular arc, and one's got like a little pointy thing on the top of it. I liked it because it looks a lot better. Plus it helps with trellising, although this won't be used for trellising. It's just be used for lettuces, 3 rows of lettuce and 1 row of kale. Which, well, actually that's not gonna work, is it? Ain't gonna work at all. I have to think about those numbers. That doesn't work. Some other plants may have to be sacrificed out there in order to make that work. Well, maybe that will. I don't know. Let's see. Once we get all that broccoli grown and out of the way, then yeah, that should work. But yeah, we invested in it. The regular style for 15 or 14 by 50 ran like $1,400 bucks, something like that. Maybe a little less than that. The one that we got ran at $1,600, and after taxes, it came out to about $1,700. Now, if you them hawks, boy, I tell you. After taxes and everything, yeah, about $1,700. I'm not gonna bore you guys with this, but I just thought I'd let you guys know what we're doing and why we haven't been making a lot of videos, just because we're planning a whole lot of stuff for this year, and really going really hard at it. And I want to thank you guys for being there with us along this journey. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I think we went over 500 subscribers. I appreciate your support, and even in a time where I'm just in my lab, just cooking up stuff, being a mad person, right? So I want to thank y'all so much for that. I pray the atmosphere that you're moving, that you're building in, that you're growing in is of nothing but God. I pray you and your family remain covered. Amen. Yes, sir. Almost that time, y'all. Let's see what we can do. We gonna get it again some other time, y'all. Peace.